Happy Tuesday. We're back. All right. Let's see if the trolls on YouTube, never mind. Let's see if all y'all can see me. Do 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 do. All right, Jacob can see me, and I still can't see myself. So, but that's nothing new. It'll probably come up and tell me I'll be here in 10 minutes. All right, can anybody else see me, or just Jacob right now? Let's see. Susquehanna says okay. All right, we got. Hey, what do you know? I came up. Hey, there we go. All right, so the chat on my phone is moving a lot faster than the chat on the computer. Go figure. Phone's on 4G and my computer's on Wi-Fi. All right. Well, welcome to another Tuesday night. In case you guys haven't gone to the gas station today, the marquee signs look like the national debt clock. It just keeps winding up and winding up and winding up. Go one way and look at the sign, come back the other way, and it's up another dime. Word is on the street that we're going to be up another quarter in the morning. So just giving you guys that. I don't know about anybody else, but I've seen increase of $1 this week. And from what you guys are telling me, you've all seen pretty much the same. So yeah, fun times in a big city tonight. So we're going to do the monologue here short tonight. There's only one thing I want to touch on besides, everything else. I think you guys heard most of it today. So this is pretty disheartening. Y'all know Quinnipiac, Quinnipiac University always does polling for everything like that. So they did a survey that was the results were released today. And the question was posed, if what's going on in Ukraine happened here in the States, what would you do? Okay. 68% of Republicans said they would stay and fight. 25% said they'd flee. 52% of Democrats said they would run away. The 25% Republican is disheartening enough, but more than half of the Democrats don't love this country enough to stand up for it. Not that that comes as any surprise to me, considering how much they, in public comments, hate the country and want to change everything. But this was where it got funny. The next question was posed, if Russia decided to attack another NATO country, let's say it was Poland or Germany or Hungary or Lithuania or whatever it was, okay? 82% of Republicans and 88% of Democrats would support a military response. So let me get this straight. All these people are totally cool sending our sons and daughters, grandsons and granddaughters to some foreign land to get shot at. But 20% more Republicans and nearly 40% more Democrats wouldn't stand up for their own country. Explain that one to me. My personal opinion is, again, my opinion, if you don't love this country enough to stand up and fight for it, get the hell out. Go to some country that you want to stand up and fight for, that you believe in. Hey, Cuba or North Korea or Venezuela or Iran sounds so good to you, move there. Okay? If you don't want to be here, nobody asked you to stay. Just kind of my point tonight. I wanted to keep that real short, but that came out this afternoon, and that just about made me sick when I read that. All right, and then the other one, if you all saw, precious metals, nice day here. Gold up around $2,050 an ounce. Silver right around 27. So I'd say that's a good thing. for those of us who bought earlier. Is it going to go higher? That's anybody's guess. Okay, there's a lot of resistance in here. If I was a buyer at this point, guys, I would be waiting for a little bit of a pullback from here. Nothing goes straight up. Okay, wait for some pullback. I mean, at one point today, gold was almost 2090. Okay, so if you bought then, you're already down 40 bucks. Just wait a little bit. You might get a chance to buy a little cheaper if you're lucky. So I saw somebody in here said they had a sell today, some mercury dimes and some silver dollars. You picked a pretty good day to do it. Sucks that you had to get out, but you would have really been kicking yourself if you'd have sold yesterday and watched what happened in the market today. I mean, silver was up something like 6% today. Crazy. All right. So let's get into, oh, and Robert just put there. Nancy, I emailed you back. Yes, I got your address. I also emailed you that I had shipped the generator and the solar panels today. Check your email. You are getting 2 separate boxes. They're coming UPS. You'll probably have them sometime either end of this week, maybe this weekend or something like that. So keep an eye out for them. All right. Let's get into Q&A. Let's kind of jump into this as quick as we can tonight because I get the feeling you guys have a lot of questions. As per normal, guys, if you've got questions for me, please put them in all caps. Pretty much standard fare across YouTube. 800 people in here right now. I figure that'll climb a little bit here shortly. But I can't keep up with everything. So if you put it in all caps, I know it's directed at me. If you're having conversations with everybody else, which please go ahead and do, just please keep those in lowercase letters. It makes it easier for me to read stuff. If you put a question to me in lowercase letters, guys, I'm telling you right now, I won't even see it because I'm just looking for caps. As per usual, we keep it family friendly around here, at least PG-13 family friendly, which means your teenagers will probably have heard the words that get used out of this mouth every once in a while. Your 6-year-old, not so much. Okay, so just beware. That being said, we have a 0 tolerance policy around here for being an ass. So if you're a troll and you want to be a pain tonight, do it once. Don't ever plan on doing it again because you'll be blocked from the channel. Not a big deal. My moderators between Lorna, Jacob, North Shore, Lucky Dame, and Robert all do a wonderful job of keeping the riffraff out of here, and they know what they're doing. They've got carte blanche to make the decisions. So that being said, if you think you might have, again, it's one of those things, engage brain before putting mouth in gear. That includes your fingers. So please, the one thing that we do all stick around to here is following YouTube's guidelines to keep you out of trouble and to keep me out of trouble. No talks about the ingredients of the vaccine. No talks about the 2020 election. No talks about climate change, and no FJB or LGB comments. You know what I mean by the FJB stuff and the NASCAR reference. Okay, YouTube doesn't like that. They will either shut off the live stream or give me a strike altogether if it starts getting crazy like that. So we just ask you not to do it. That being said, okay, so when we go through questions, guys, I start at the top. I go down to the bottom, answer as many questions as I can. If you haven't heard an answer in the first 5 or 10 minutes after you're asking, please understand, there's a lot more of you than there are me. I go as fast as I can. Some answers are real quick. Some take a couple of minutes to give an answer to. I'm not going to BS anybody. If I don't know the answer, I will tell you that, okay? This is not... I don't have all the answers. I wish, but actually, no, I don't wish. I still like learning stuff. But if you haven't heard your answer, please ask it again. If I see it a second time, I'll just skip over it. It's not a big deal. Okay. I'm not trying to avoid anybody. I don't skip over any questions unless, of course, you've hit the aforementioned topics. Then I will skip those questions. Okay. Hopefully I don't see them because the moderators have already nipped them in the bud. So, with that being said, let's get up to the top and see what we got. Okay. And Aubrey Summerhays, thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate that. Let's see where we are here. Actually, we're at 5x5s. Okay, I got everything up top. Kim, there was a news report that Putin was ordering public executions in Ukraine. I'd love to know what the source of that is. When you say a news report, depends on the source. That would be a Geneva Conventions violation. So, yeah, that would instantly make him a war criminal. But yeah, if you've got a source on that, send it to me. I'd love to check that one out. Nancy, yes, okay, talked about that. Percalis is howdy from Texas. Greetings back from Tennessee. Mama Preps 4, hi from Montana. Was $3.79 last night. This morning it was $3.89. This afternoon it was $3.99. What do you want to bet? It's $4.09 in the morning. There we go. Yeah, there you go. Tom Larson, give me $1,200 on pump 3. Yeah, Alex, I'll take pump 3 for $1,200. Okay, let's go. Wes say, hey, Mr. Pinball, what kind of solar generators do you have? Really? It's like the solar generator's been the conversations forever. I just did a review video, a giveaway, everything like that. The EcoFlow Delta 1300s. And if you take a look, going back about a week or so ago, there's a review that I did on them and a coupon code. Speaking of, I did hear from not Alex, Elliot this morning, and they have refurb models in again, the package deal with the solar panel, and they will be offering or still accepting the coupon code of Pinball 50. So if you're interested and didn't get in before, they've got some back again. Treasure Seekers SOJ, new fueling station coming soon. Hitching post with hay and a water bucket. Yeah, that probably pretty close there. They can, those would probably go up a lot faster than electric vehicle charging stations. You don't have to plug it in anywhere. Let's see. Susquehanna Homestead, Bohica. If anybody doesn't know what that means, good old Army acronym, bend over, here it comes again. Okay, let's see. Diane Lalaberde says, evening all, 4 1/4 or $4.29 regular in Massachusetts. Well, yeah, it's Massachusetts. What do you want? Okay. Wilderness Woman, they'll just throw paper airplanes. Okay, I don't understand the context. So sometimes I get behind and you are answering in real time and it's 10 minutes till I get there. So my apologies. The hell is it? Oh. Boy, that better not be poison ivy. Shit. Okay. Billy Pollard, I took the oath, 1991 to 1996. This will I'll defend. Well, only one problem with your statement there. You took the oath 1991 to ? Because that oath does not expire. Joshua Melby, I think you speak for all of us. Love this country, hate this government. Yes, well, I don't hate the principles of government. I just hate the people that are in it. So let's put it that way, because they don't understand the principles by which this government's supposed to operate. Sugar in the attic, I would definitely stay for my country. Yeah, exactly. I fought for it in green and brown. I'll certainly fight for it in all black. So, Trucker Jim, hello. I'm in the truck, but I'm listening. Well, drive safe. Don't be texting while you're driving, brother. Let's see. Okay. Already. Whoop, just shot to the bottom. So back to the top I go. All right, let's see. Okay. K. Webbles, Pinball, are you familiar with Earth Sheltered Homes any? What are your thoughts? I did a video God, what is it? Maybe about 3 or 4 months ago on a modular type earth sheltered home that looked really cool, that people could put together if they wanted to. Looks like a great inexpensive idea. You know, at if I remember what I was saying about it too. You know, if you bought a piece of land and here was a way to put up an inexpensive shelter that you can live in while you're building the house rather than go rent an apartment and commute back and forth and everything like that. Uh, yeah, I think they're very good ideas. You know, anything, let's put it this way, anything you can have that you own is a good idea. It's when you start renting, that's when you come into a problem. That's when all you're doing is paying for somebody else to own something. You know, yippee, you have a roof over your head that can be pulled out from underneath you anytime. Oh, I've got a lease. Yippee. Okay. Uh, that doesn't mean squat. Change owners and, end the story, you're done. Joshua Melby, wonder how Snowden's liking his life right now. Yeah, no kidding. It's like, hey, I was trying to tell everybody all this sort of crap was coming. Nobody wanted to listen to me, and now I'm stuck over here. Thanks. Okay. Trent McMurray, Costco has 25-pound bags of flour for $9.95. There you go, guys. If you didn't pick up any over the weekend, before everything gets crazy, there's a sale right there for you to get on. Chad Messer, has Americans lost their mind? Well, look who's in the White House. We'll just leave it at that. Deborah Miller, how screwed are we? Give me some context. Economically, we're FUBAR. Okay. Militarily, not there yet. Socially, we're FUBAR. If you don't know what FUBAR means, that's a effed up beyond all recognition. So, yeah. Checks to mix one. Have I ever done the Kratky method for indoor growing? I'm trying it out. No, I have not. So I don't even know what it is. Susquehanna Homestead, Silver Eagles or bars? Bars. Okay, and I'll tell you exactly why. If you are a coin collector, buy the Eagles. If you are a coin stacker, i.e. a prepper, you are buying for the silver content, not for the collectability, okay? Trust me, in an SHTF situation, nobody's going to care if you've got a silver eagle, a maple leaf, or the silver coin with Donald Trump on it, okay? It's going to be 1 ounce of silver. That's all they're going to look at. A coin collector will look at the silver eagle and go, oh, there's intrinsic value in there because of what it is. But as for a value, the value is in the silver, not what somebody put a hydraulic press on and stamped onto it. Okay. So for preppers, I'm going to say bars. There may be collectors in here that are going to disagree with me. Okay. But look at the price. I'll tell you right now. Give me a second. I will look at this. Hang on. Let's go into this and I'll make my point as I can. Well, we'll try. Here we go. Okay. So right now, the best price I could find on an American Silver Eagle is $38.92. Mind you, the current silver price is $26.60. Okay. So that means there's a $12.32 premium in Silver Eagle. All right. If I want to buy a 1 ounce coin, okay, the best price I can get is $27.51 or 91 cents in premium. That's just a private mint coin. Both of them have 1 ounce of silver in it. Is it worth to you to pay an extra $11.41 to say you've got a Silver Eagle versus a silver something? To me, no. All right. I'll leave it up to you to decide from there. Okay. and we scrolled to the bottom again, so I lost everything. So let's see. Tom Larson says, nope, keep buying silver. Okay, and that's fine. You keep going for it as you will. I'm not saying don't buy it. I'm just saying you'll probably get a pullback, shortly. If I look right now, silver's up 3 cents in the overnight market. Okay. If you want to go for it, go for it. I'm just saying I'd look for a short pullback. Nothing goes to the moon personally. My opinion. You're entitled to yours. I'm entitled to mine. Not a problem. Okay. Okay. Robert and Nancy, I keep seeing this come up over and over. Maybe it's late. Yes, I got your address. Yes, I've already shipped the generator, your prize to you. So you're all set. So you guys can stop asking. Okay, let's see, where are we? Big B prepping. Would I put potassium iodide tablets in my preps now? You should always have potassium iodide pills. Okay, it's not potassium iodine, it's potassium iodide. Yeah, you should have those in your preps, no question. They're not that expensive. They are certainly worth having. You should also have apple juice, okay, apple pectin, just to give you an idea of what potassium iodide and what apple pectin does. Potassium iodide will block your thyroid from absorbing any of the radiation, any of the heavy metals that you get from any sort of radioactive poisoning. The apple pectin from apple juice will help your system flush it out. Okay, so that's kind of the reason to have both of those. The Cushnet Prepper. What do I think of Poland giving the MiGs to Ukraine through an exchange through USA? Well, this is kind of interesting. Okay, and I think it was Jim who emailed me on this. I was busy all afternoon. I finally caught up to everything around 6 o'clock tonight. So originally today, Poland said they couldn't give the MiGs to Ukraine because NATO had to agree to it, okay? And Hungary is completely against it, all right? So then later it came out to the point where Poland apparently said that they were giving the MiGs to the United States at Ramstein Air Force Base in Germany for the U.S. to give to Ukraine, okay? U.S. is part of NATO too, so it'd be the same rules apply, right? But apparently somebody thinks that, the U.S. can do things regardless of what NATO says. All right, so that's the first thing that struck me as odd. The U.S. comes up and says they didn't know anything about that Poland was going to, was sending the MiGs to Ramstein Air Force Base for the U.S. to send to Ukraine. Now, I want you to picture this for a second. Imagine you are at Ramstein Air Force Base, and all of a sudden, a whole bunch of MiGs show up, and you don't know they're coming. That had to be the greatest lie in the world that Washington thought nobody'd catch. Really? Poland sent a whole bunch of MiGs to an Air Force base in Germany, controlled by the United States, and didn't tell the United States. How stupid do you think the public is? Now, personally, what I think doesn't matter, okay? But if Poland wants to give them to Ukraine, let Poland give them to Ukraine. There's a good reason why Poland's got an issue with this one, guys, because Russia's already come out and said that Poland is the number one place they will strike if they wind up using any sort of warhead, okay? If they're going to hit a NATO country, Poland is first. Poland knows this. So Poland is trying to say, okay, we gave them to the U.S. and then the U.S. gave them to Ukraine. The U.S. is trying to stay out of it because we don't want something to happen to Russia saying we declared war on them. So you have Putin playing with everybody like he's a mad scientist here. It's like, haha, look at this. I'm going to trap him in this. I got him in this. And all he's doing, he's just scaring them. Guys, my finger's right here on the button. My finger's right here on the button. Go ahead, do something. I dare you. I dare you. And that's what's going on. And the leaders of NATO are all going, oh my God, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Again, I'm going to say, I'm not taking either side in this whole Ukraine-Russia thing. I really don't want any part of it. It ain't my fight. That's the way I look at it. They're not a NATO member. They're not an EU member. Okay. They're not an ally of the United States. Zelensky said today he doesn't even care about being a member of NATO anymore anyway. Fine. Go on your own. And like I said in the video the other day, I'm absolutely sick of the give me. You need to establish a no-fly zone. You need to give me jets. No. You want them? Buy them. You know, I've said this over and over and over again. I am sick and tired of the rest of the world thinking that the United States is their piggy bank, their defender, whatever. They can go do all the stupid shit in the world they want, and when they get called on their stupid shit, that the United States is going to come bail them out. Well, oh, but the U.S. has so much money. The U.S. government has zero money. Everything that they have is borrowed from me and from you and everything like that. So, it's just fight it out yourself. It's your own damn problem. It ain't our problem. Okay. I'm sorry. This whole situation just gets me more pissed off by the day because I'm sick and tired of everybody thinking they just have a blank check that comes out of your paycheck and my paycheck. Chad Messer, one vet to another, Semper Fi. Well, okay, you're Marine. I'll let you live. Thanks, brother. Okay. Steve Duckworth. Hello, Mr. P. Have you seen or heard of the book, The Lost Ways? No, I have not. Okay. I'll have to check out what it's about. Let's see. Where else are we? Mitch Roberts. What do I think about a cyber attack from Russia? Well, certainly think it's possible. There was a story today. I forget what industry it was, but there was a major industry in the U.S. I forget what it was. It was this morning. Narrowly avoided a major hack attack. And apparently, they stopped it at like the last ditch effort or something like that. So, could Russia try to hack into it? I expect that to happen. Okay. I don't think that's an if. I think that's a when. Now, that also brings up the other thing about all this fear porn that's running around that Russia's going to shut down the internet on the 11th. There's all sorts of speculation on it. There's nothing that's been said officially yet. Okay. If it happens, it happens. But anybody, again, who's coming up and saying, Russia's going to shut down the internet on the 11th. Great. Okay. And on the 12th, when they're still typing away, those people go, yeah, you know what? They're doing it on the 13th now. A broken clock is right two times a day. Aaron Nichols, how long does flour last in Mylar bags? Between 10 and 30 years. Judy Lund, do you honestly think the gas hike is a segue for the Green Deal bullshit they're pushing? I think it's part of it. Okay. Because, I mean, you know me and logic. Okay. Why in the world would we be going to Venezuela, who supports Russia, or Iran, who supports Russia, with a Russian negotiated Iran deal to get oil from one of them when we could pump it right here in the United States, where Canada has said they can easily cover the shortfall from what we get from Russia. Just so you guys know, we get somewhere between 400,000 and 900,000 barrels of oil a day from Russia. Okay? That's until today now. So, That'll give you that as an idea. Joe wants to push this Green New Deal like crazy. Joe wants electric cars. Kamala Harris is blaming pollution on the truckers convoy running around the Beltway. You know, what would we do if we had all these electric trucks, which we have exactly zero of? Okay. These are all pipe dreams, and all they're doing is trying to placate the environmentalist groups that give them all sorts of money, okay, and Hollywood and all this sort of stuff. You know, the people that don't live in reality. Electric vehicles, carbon neutral, guys. I proved this in a video once before, why it would never work. Okay. I think, what was it? If in order to have the entire United States, all the vehicles in the United States on electricity, just the vehicles, we would need the entire state of Nevada and the entire state of Utah covered in solar panels. Just to power the cars for the mileage that we get, not including New York City, Las Vegas, Chicago, every house in the world or in a country, whatever it would be, you know, none of that. Two large states would have to be completely covered in solar panels. It ain't happening, okay? Anybody see the price of nickel today? Went up 68%. Just to give you an idea, there's 45 kilos of nickel that is used in each and every electric car. Okay, yeah, your Tesla just got $10,000 more expensive. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay. I thought somebody else chimed in there. Bear with me. I'm sorry. I thought I saw a super chat come through, and I don't want to be rude here. Whoop, there it was. Dan Jacks, thank you. Precious minerals have always been a hedge on inflation and security in case of recession. Absolutely. You know, any sort of hard asset will be gold, silver, palladium, platinum, copper, whatever would be, you know, always something like that in there. You know, land is a good one. Oil's a good one. You know, things that you play, you know, those are good things to own in bad economies. Let's put it that way. All right, let's go back to where we were here. T's amazed, I'm guessing, in reference to the Russian Z sign. Could it be each line in the Z maybe represent World War III? Your thoughts? Maybe. I mean, you got to remember, guys, the letter Z does not exist in Cyrillic. Okay, so that is an Arabic symbol. It is not a Cyrillic symbol. So what it means, Mrs. P said it meant what was it, from what area that particular unit, what, you know, like Third Army, First Army, or whatever, I'm just saying, is coming from. Okay, and the Z symbol has kind of gone to overall mean Russian forces, you know, so you can tell the difference between a T-72 tank, a T-72 tank that's Russian, and a T-72 tank that's Ukrainian.
Z is for Russian forces, V is for Chechen.
Okay, so Mrs. P just chimed in. Z is for the Russian forces, and V is for the Chechen forces. Okay, so there you go. Okay. Onyx, what's Putin really up to, and is Trump in on it? Sorry, but, you know, I didn't get my invitation to the national security meeting this morning, so I don't know. I seriously doubt Trump's in on it, though. This, you know, all the conspiracy theories that, you know, Trump and Putin are bed buddies. No. Okay. You know, those people can have their field day saying all of that, and, you know, go for it. All right. You know, I can tell you the Three Little Pigs story. It's got about the same amount of truth to it, but all right. Robert Fortuna, everybody, locking gas caps for your car is cheap insurance. Depending on your car. And I was made aware of this by you guys here when I had mentioned this a few months ago. I guess the newer cars, and say probably the last 20 years, have anti-siphon devices in the gas hose, so you can't even do that. You know, the days of sticking a garden hose down the gas tank and sucking out the gas ain't going to happen anymore. That's why Angry Prepper put that video up yesterday, I think it was, where people in New York are now crawling under cars and drilling a hole in your gas tank and getting it out that way. So that's something more to watch. Yeah, but gas theft, yes, we're going to see this all over again. Jen Boyles, add a piece of cardboard under where a gas tank sits to see leaks. Yep, there's a good idea right there too. Just in case somebody does get it there, gas will evaporate on the driveway. You don't realize it. The cardboard's going to stay wet. Good idea. I didn't think of that one. I like that idea. Jennifer Van, neurotic prepper. Just got beef from the butcher. It's wrapped in plastic and butcher paper. Can I store it in a deep freezer as is, or do I need to vacuum seal? You're better off vacuum sealing it for sure. You're going to save freezer burn. I mean, if you're going to use it in the next week, don't worry about it. If you're going to have it there for the next, as backup or, stored meat or whatever it is, vacuum seal it. You're going to be much better off. If it's wrapped in plastic, where you mean like the shrink wrap plastic, stuff like that, then you're golden. Okay. But if it's just in a Ziploc bag, if there's air in there, you don't want air in there. Let's just leave it that way. Brandy Bigham, where are you getting it for 20 some? I don't understand the context of getting what. Okay. Where are I getting the silver for 20? Okay, I didn't say silver right now. Buy gold and silver coins, $27.51 for a 1 ounce private mint coin. If you go to comparesilverprices.com, which is where I tell you guys to go look all the time, you can compare all the different prices, and that's what they're showing right now on the comparesilverprices.com site. Okay, which looking at the other prices, it could be wrong. Because I'm seeing 30.64, 31.23, and 32.64, so I'm guessing it's wrong. But even then, SD Bullion would have it for 30.64, which is still $8.50 less than a Silver Eagle. So even then, but you want to compare the bullion dealers. Look at comparesilverprices.com, guys. Okay, let's see. Where are we next? Mac Myers, local regional store in Southwest Louisiana, had white bleached flour, 5 pounds for 99 cents. Not preferred flour, but a good deal. Yeah, hell yeah, get a bunch of that. Again, not preferred flour. It's like I listen to all these people going, well, I don't prep because I only eat organic. All right, I'll understand if you say, I can't eat fish because I have a fish allergy. Or I can't eat peanut butter because I have a peanut allergy. That I'll give you that one, no problem whatsoever. But this, I'm not going to eat that tomato. It's not organic. It's freaking food. You're hungry. You'll eat whatever the hell's available. Trust me. Okay? Been there, done that. Okay. Healthy disrespect for authority. If you had some really old silver coins, would you trade them for bars just to get more? Depends. I mean, some really old silver coins are worth a boatload of money to a collector. Others aren't. I mean, you can look at the exact same coin that has a different mint mark, and one may be worth a couple of dollars more than face. A nickel may be worth $5, or a nickel with a different mint mark could be worth $5,000. Okay. The best thing I'd say at that point is go see what an appraiser is going to give you for it. Take it to a coin shop and say, okay, what would you give me for these? So you're not committing yourself. You're just asking. They'll give you a price. If it's got a lot of intrinsic value, yeah, I'd swap it. If they tell you here you got a nickel and it's worth $5,000, hell yeah. Worth $500, hell yeah, I'm going to go take. You can have it. You can, because it's got that mint mark, you can have the collectability. I want the silver. Okay. So yes, I'd see what they're done. Nothing to no one in particular. Silver Eagles are covered by counterfeit laws. Generic rounds are not. True. And an SHTF who's going to enforce that law? Okay. You can very easily tell if a bullion is counterfeit or not. You can take it to a coin shop and have them scan it right there. You can take it to a pawn shop and they can put it on the scanner right there and tell you that's legit. If you want to do it at home, put it on a scale. If it doesn't weigh out to exactly 1 troy ounce, it's counterfeit. Okay. Trust me, they're not guessing what the amount of gold or silver that's going in a coin. Okay, Robert says you only asked once. I saw it come up like 3 times. All right, I don't know why. Okay, but we got it. All right. Vicky Clark, can you start seeds outside if you put them in a small greenhouse? Yeah, it's called a cold frame. And yes, you can. Depends on what it is. You're not going to have any luck germinating something like peppers or something that need, a higher temperature, something up around 80 degrees. But, yeah, you want to germinate your tomatoes or something like that. Yeah, you're building a little cold frame, which is for all intents and purposes a small greenhouse. Yes, absolutely you can. Mama Preps 4, will any pectin work, like pectin that you make jam with? No, it's got to be the apple. The apple is, for some reason, don't ask me why, okay? But, apple juice is what you want from the apple pectin. Janine W, can people on thyroid meds use the potassium iodide tabs in case of fallout? I would definitely ask your doctor that. By no means am I going to try to give anybody any sort of medical advice in that comment. I don't know. 3AD Scout Pinball, any possibility you could do a video on planting and growing pole beans? I'm going to be growing runner beans this year, which are basically a pole bean. So yeah, if you want me to show you how I'm going to do that, I've got no problem with it. I mean, I'm planting bush beans and pole beans, or on runner beans, I guess. So, but they will be on a TP also. Sure, I can do that this year if you guys want to see that. South Colorado Stetter, will the potassium tabs work for someone who has to take thyroid meds? Again, something that you need to ask your doctor on that one. Kathleen Logan, if I had a little Amazon stock, what would I do? Okay, where the hell is Amazon these days? AMZN. Oops. AMZN. Amazon. 2720. Amazon's been getting a hit then. Amazon's been taking it to shorts. Let's see. After having it's down almost $1,000 here since, what is that, mid-November. That's 30% drop. Oh, Christ. I can't even really answer that because I don't follow with what's going on at Amazon quick enough. I mean, I'm looking at the technicals and everything technically says sell. I mean, but yeah, Christ, everything all the way out to a weekly chart says strong sell. If you look at a monthly's neutral. It wouldn't be the play I would do with it. If I owned some, I'd be writing covered calls against it. But yeah, that not knowing your situation, I can't give you any sort of answer to that question. I'm sorry. Let's see. Okay, Dottie says you ask a pharmacy doctor on that question. They know more than doctors on the pills. Makes sense. Yeah, pharmacists probably would be. Yeah, good idea. South Colorado Stetter, what do I think about the U.S. not getting oil from Russia? Russia come out and said other countries could see $300 a barrel. Mrs. P and I were talking about that today. I don't know if you'll see 300, and she was kind of in the same thing. 200, yeah. What do you want? Honey, can you see what Daffy's wanting? She's over by the back door here, making all sorts of weird noise. Yeah. Could we see 300? Sure. I mean, there's nothing that I'm going to say couldn't happen. But yeah, gas prices are going up, guys. I mean, again, we're going to go back. There's no question we're going over $5 a gallon. Okay. You know, the question is hounds. The question is now, how high do we go over 7? Do we get up to 10? Okay. That's very possible. Or Seltzer says, watch out for a lot of false flags. Yeah, there's a whole lot of that sort of stuff coming up with all this news on biolabs coming out again on now the U.S. taking down documents off the internet and all sorts of stuff like that. So there's a lot more going on in Ukraine, guys, so we all know about. Okay, there's no question about that. War says we're not the world's police. Thank you. I will 150% agree with you. I'm sick of being the world's police. One Kentucky Moonrunner, what are my thoughts on EMP shield for home generators and vehicles? I know of them. Okay, some people swear by them, other people don't. Okay, they've claimed that they've been tested and they work and everything like that. If they do, great. Okay, but I mean, this is my thought on it. If they work, here's the deal. If they work, wonderful. If they don't work, the worst you're out is the couple $100 it cost you for it. If you don't have it, obviously it's not going to cover you at all. You're not out the $200, but you're not going to have anything. So I mean, those are your three options. The fourth option, of course, is we don't get hit by an EMP, and then you've got this nice fancy $200 box sitting on your vehicle or on your house that never did you a lick of good. Depends on your thought. If you think you need them, go for them. Okay. They've asked me to sponsor them. You know me. Okay. I've had tons of companies say, you know, be an affiliate. No. Okay. Sorry. I don't do that. But I'm not saying it's a good product. I'm not saying it's a bad product. I'm just saying you could be just throwing your money away for something that you never need. And I could be all wet too. How about that for a non-answer? Okay, let's see. Yeah, Tom Larson. Meanwhile, the back door to our country is still wide open. That's what kills me. You know, the whole world is worried about, including Biden, is worried about Ukraine's border, but nobody gives a shit about Texas's. Figure that one out. Okay. You know, 2 million some odd people come in across the southern border. We let God knows how many Afghanis in here. Now Biden's like, okay, we're going to let God knows how many Ukrainians in here. Guys, I hate to tell you this. The entire world cannot move to the United States. You know, oh, gee, it rained here. I need to go to the U.S. I got wet. That's pretty much where we're at right now. Boss prepping, is it U.S. intelligence that said the 11th? I haven't heard anything about that. I've heard YouTube say it's the 11th, and I would not exactly call YouTube intelligence. And yes, as I stand here on YouTube, I don't have to tell you guys, there's a lot of bullshit on YouTube. Laura Seltzer, still Americans in Afghanistan need saving. Where's the press? That's not the shiny object right now. You know, that's not, nobody cares about that one in the media. You know, the people do, but the media doesn't. You know, the trucker convoy is still going around Washington, D.C. The media doesn't say anything about that either. You know, there's 20 murders a week in Chicago. Nobody says anything about that. You know, it's not the shiny object. Veronica Walker, can you put together a PDF on the fertilizer information you did? Which fertilizer are good for what? I don't have time to do something like that, guys. Honestly, I've got my own house that I need to do. I can't start putting docs together and all this sort of stuff. I try to tell you what I can in a video, and then, you know, the rest of the research and stuff like that. what plant's going to need nitrogen, what plant's going to need phosphorus, whatever it is. You can go look up fertilizer schedules for any plant, how to fertilize onions, and it'll tell you what it needs and when. And then you go, oh, okay, well, this is the high nitrogen fertilizer, this is the high phosphorus, this is the high potassium, that's the one I use. Okay, so I'm sorry, I just don't have time to do that. Okie Forge, is government intelligence an oxymoron? Yeah, I mean, coming from somebody who was in the community for a while, I will say yes, because there were some people that were in the intel community when I was there who were extremely book smart and dumb as a box of rocks when it came to street smarts. Okay. You know, gathering information is it takes it's not just like reading a book. Okay, it's putting pieces of the puzzle together and figuring things out to make sense. Oh, I got this from here and this from here. Well, if these two pieces are put together, what does that mean? Oh, that means this. That's how you gather intelligence. It's not like, oh, gee, I open up the newspaper and gee, look, there it is. Not so much luck. It's not as easy as that. Dusty Marthaler Garden, do I grow Brussels sprouts? We did. Well, we tried last year, and we got teeny tiny little Brussels sprouts like that. What I found and believe it or not, me and Mrs. P and the dogs all like Brussels sprouts. But what we found was it wasn't a productive enough plant to warrant to use the space in the garden for. Okay. So we're not growing them this year because we just don't get enough of a harvest to make it worth it for the space it uses. Jersey Prepper, Mr. P. How likely will we be pulled into this conflict? By the way, another jarhead here. Okay, this is going to be totally my opinion. I don't think we'll get pulled in. Now, that could change with whatever happens next. As the way things are right now, I don't think we would go into it for the simple reason that would be a declaration that would start World War III. Okay, now it's no longer about Ukraine. Now it's the United States versus Russia. Okay, so that's why I don't think we do anything in there other than sit back and advise. If Joe sends troops in there, forget it. Okay, then you better have your potassium iodide. Mordiki Duco. Hiya, Pinball. How are land prices down to you? Would love to relocate and pick up 5 to 10 acres. Depends on what you want. Okay. There's 5 to 10 acres that'll cost you $500,000. Okay. There's acreage that you can get relatively cheaply. If you don't mind being closer to a town, if you don't mind buying acreage that is completely wooded, with no power to it or anything like that you'd have to clear anything to get on. If you don't mind land that's, pitched, relatively steep, it can be had, but so many people have bought land around here in the last 18 months, it's few and far between. I mean, like I said, when me and Mrs. P moved in here, it'll be 3 years in April, there was one house I could see. Now there are 3 houses I can see and 2 more going up that I will be able to see. Okay. Land has been purchased like crazy throughout Tennessee, and it's just getting more and more expensive because it's a very conservative, very gun-friendly state, and people want to get out in the country. So you can find it. It's just not going to be easy, and don't look for that perfect piece of land because that's gone. Sugar in the attic. America's not the world's ATM. Ain't that the truth? So the rest of the world sure thinks we are. Just, hey, no, just hand over my wallet. Mender Mom, is there a preferred vegetable encyclopedia book to purchase? There are so many out there. It- I've been asked many times about different books, and I really am not a big fan of them because, like I've said, somebody writes a book who lives in Georgia and you live in Washington State. Why are you even buying the book? Your climate, your soil, your everything is totally different. You're better off finding information online, if you will, or preferably even from maybe gardens or gardeners or nurseries or farmers that are local in your area. What grows here? What doesn't grow here? And I told you all my story on a cherry tree, trying to find a cherry tree that grows here. You know, I'm pretty far south, but there's one type of cherry that I can actually get sweet cherries from. So, you have to do research on it because there is no, this is how you grow cucumbers. No, do I grow it in rocky soil, clay soil, sandy soil, volcanic soil? You know, when, when's my last frost date? When's my first frost date? I mean, you need to get that local information. A book is not going to be the way to get knowledge on gardening. Have my onions germinated? Good question. Oh, yeah, my onions germinated 3 different times. Got up to be this high and died. And I finally said the hell with it, and they were delivered today. And I ordered onion seedlings. They're sitting right here. These things from, now my brain just went completely empty. What's the name of the company? Dixondale Farms, which anybody and everybody says is the place to get your onion starts from. So I got my onion starts from them, and I ordered 200. They probably sent me 500. So I've got a whole bunch of extra onion starts that I'm going to be sharing with my neighbors. So we'll get to that there. They don't even know that yet because the stuff just got here about 6 o'clock. But yeah, so yes, I can't get the seeds. For some reason, I can't grow onions here. The only thing I'm going to try next year is I'm going to try direct seeding them and see if that works, because I can't keep them going in pots. It's just not working. GG, where would be a good place to get coins I collected years ago appraised? Find a coin shop. Okay, if you've got collectible coins, don't take them to a pawn shop. Take them to a coin shop and have somebody take a look at them there. Billy Rose, what's the dosage for apple pectin? I couldn't even begin to tell you. Beverin, what is the best electric truck to tow a fifth wheel from Missouri to Florida straight through? No clue. I wouldn't buy an electric truck if you paid me to. Conserve Friends comments on Russia handling our Iran negotiations. I did that in a video yesterday. Deborah Acorn, my dog made your dog bark. Cool. The dad Dan, does my friend still have any seed potatoes? I thought I ordered some, but didn't. Just somebody else on the channel here. It's not even, somebody I don't know. He had emailed everybody, or emailed me 2 weeks ago or whatever, that he had sent out all the potatoes to everybody that ordered them, and refunded anybody he couldn't ship them to, and that's the last I know. So again, that's just somebody here on the channel helping out the rest of you guys. I'm just a messenger. Any info on the seed boxes? Jennifer Jack's asking, and this will be the last one because it is 1 minute to 9. I heard today that the first box I sent is in the Memphis, Tennessee area. So as soon as that gets done there, then it is heading up to Illinois, up to the Chicago area. So that one will start making a path across the northern tier. So that one's doing all right, at least for planning time. Everybody's not going to get it by planning time. I'm sorry, guys. Some of the people have moved the boxes real fast. Others took weeks, because we are through 30 people on that box out of, I'm the 74th when it comes back to me. The other box, the last I heard was this morning on this one. That one is in Florida, so it's still got a person in Alabama and 3 people in Western Tennessee to go through. So that one's behind the first box. And then as for Treasure Seekers, Voodoo Queens, and Unique Rabbits boxes, I don't know where those are. As somebody says they got a box, if it's not on my list, I send it to the 3 of them and they figure it out who's there. So if you're on one of their boxes, you're going to need to contact them. They're going to know better. So, but that's it. All right, guys, that is it for a Tuesday night. It is 9 o'clock. I believe Jason's going on, Angry Prepper. So thank you all for stopping by. We will see you in the morning. Have a good one. Pinball out.